Hi, Mr. Nanda. Good to have you here. We had a great panel discussion on mediation. What are some of the major key takeaways you had from your panel?
So quite a few actually. One is, of course, at the forefront, it's gaining momentum, the entire process of it. The second one is, of course, also perhaps having a system where the arbitration clause itself, before a clause can be invoked, you have a mandatory mediation conciliation process. So that ensures that tomorrow, when parties are at loggerheads, they may not want to go into mediation, but then if there is a clause which requires you to first explore that option before you can initiate arbitration, then you have to go into it. The other bit of it also for effectiveness is costs. In the process, if an offer was made and was refused, and you don't end up winning much more than that, then you should be saddled with the cost, even though you won. And the other part is also about advocates changing their perspective a little bit, so as to start off with the objective of trying to settle matters. Maybe at different stages, of course, but the primary objective has to be settling, because that a lot of times is very cost effective for the client, and it also frees you up. In fact, if you got matters, then I might as well close the matter and for an offer which is acceptable to the client today rather than tomorrow, with the certain uncertainties involved. So that was also an important aspect which was also brought in the forefront, is that lawyers need to start perhaps working towards and with the objective of getting a matter settled.
Hopefully with time it will happen.
Yeah, it's happening. Thank you. Tell me.
There are a lot of AI interventions all across the operations and all across the contracts, but how do you look at client confidentiality when it comes to AI interventions?
Yeah, so the law on AI is developing. It's at a very nascent stage in India as well. But then with the AI aspects of it, there's always an issue with client confidentiality, and also it depends more so on the corporate side of it, because then in those situations you're looking at mergers and you're looking at deals which you otherwise would not want to be out in the public domain. In fact, they are heavily protected deals. So in those situations, while firms and entities are using the AI platform, and as and when they come up, they have to be very careful about it, because you can't have a situation where it's hosted perhaps in a cloud completely, which could be hacked, and even if it is, even well-fenced websites and sites are hacked. So that is one aspect which has to be kept in mind. Perhaps it'll grow. Clients will realize which ones I can use AI for, which ones I should not perhaps use it in circumstances. Yeah.
And technology will also take some time
Yes,
to become mature.
it will. It will. Yeah.
When it comes to arbitration, and we know that it has ended up creating more litigations.
When it comes to?
When it comes to arbitration, we know that it has come out very expensive. It has created more litigation cases. How do you think that it can be dealt in a very positive way going forward?
So as I said, so again, it ties into your mediation and conciliation aspect of it, right? Because as costs start rising, parties also start looking at it from that perspective. And added to that, the litigation uncertainties which are there, you can't take them away. So even if you have I've seen weirder things happen. You might have a great case, but it may not work out for you at one stage. It may work out subsequently, but then you have to go through the process of it, and it involves a lot of costs. So mediation, conciliation, again, is a very important aspect on that front. And also on the fact that if real costs are being awarded by tribunals, that also adds on to it, because then parties are also aware that I'm going to have to pay real costs. It's going to be substantial. And also whether then if I'm getting an offer at some point in time, let me try and close it out. It saves me costs today, and also I'm not saddled with costs, even if I won the matter.